Hey, thanks for stopping by Casks-n-Que, where whiskey and barbecue meet. I'm your host, Justin Lloyd, and today I have with me my good friend Henry Turner.
Hello.
So this is our final episode in the Game of Thrones Scotch series, and today we're going to review the Singleton, which is labeled House Tully. So the Singleton comes in at 80 proof, and Singleton does not have its own distillery. It's just a name. The actual distillery is Glendullan. So this is the Speyside, so I kind of know what to expect in terms of flavor, but in terms of lore, I don't really know. Tell me about the House of Tully.
All right, so House Tully is one of the beta houses of the Game of Thrones. Now, they do control some important lands in Game of Thrones. So the House Tully is the Lords of Riverrun, and they're the Lord Paramount of the Trident, which is an area in Westeros. Most famously for their characters that you can have from Riverrun that I remember from the show was Brandon Tully, also known as the Blackfish. And one of the more comical beta characters in Game of Thrones was Edmure Tully. If you remember him at the very last episode of Game of Thrones, when they were asking who should rule and be the new king of the Seven Kingdoms, he stood up and tried to present his case, and Sansa put him in his place and said, "Edmure, please sit down." So that's one of the funny things about the House Tully, but I would say it's one of the more beta houses and some of the beta characters that were just supporting characters in the show.
That's funny. Well, I'm interested in seeing what this tastes like, so let's get to it. So when we look at the color of this one, it's got a little bit of a, like I would say a toasted amber almost. And you can see there's a teardrop running down right there in the front. It's got some nice viscosity to it. So why don't we nose it, taste it, and talk about it.
And I will tell you, like, once again, looking at this, like every one of these releases that Diageo did is just, they're all very consistent with what they look like in the glass.
Yeah, they're all very similar.
Yeah. So for me, I'll go on this one. Salty dog. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think so. I get cinnamon, like a real light cinnamon and salt. And sugar.
And I don't know if it's just, of course, you know, being influenced by the house, but it just, with the fish being on the bottle, this just makes me think this is sea salt. And maybe a little bit of spice mixed in.
Yeah, I get some fruit, some pears, apples. Like stewed fruit, I guess.
If I dig past, the salinity, I get a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the salt is really up front, isn't it? It's kind of warm, and I would almost call this delicate. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? It's, you almost have to search for some of those flavor profiles. Okay. Let's give it a taste. Yeah. I think it tastes a little bit different than it smells.
Mild, bland, a little bit of spice. Not really any characteristic on this that I can pick up at all.
It's sweet, salty, has a spice to it. And that's, to me, that's really all I get on the palate. I lost the butterscotch.
Yeah, no complexity to this one at all.
No. I mean, it's okay. What's the MSRP?
On this one, it's saying $40 to $60
yeah.
On this bottle. Not going to be anything outrageous.
I wouldn't want to pay $60. $40 I'd do, maybe. I think I know where I am on this one.
Yeah, but like I'll talk about the availability and we can get into that. But
yeah,
I haven't seen this one on the shelves anywhere here locally. But I'm sure if you did a little hunting online, you can find it. Like I said, I'm tracking a few bottles that you can find on Unicorn Auction for a relatively reasonable price.
Right.
This one's going to be one of those that if you want to complete the vertical, then you would want to go after it. But it's also one of the supporting houses of Game of Thrones. They don't have a lot of larger characters that influence the books or the lore, but it's still a cool one to have if you want to have the whole lineup. But in my humble opinion, I wouldn't pay more than MSRP for this, because you're really going to get this just to complete the vertical, and what's inside the bottle is not spectacular or groundbreaking.
I would agree. Availability, taste, and value are the criteria that we go by, 0 to 10, 0 being poor and 10 being excellent. I think I'm at 5 on this one. It's just, I mean, it's not like it's bad. It's sweet, got a little bit of spice, just not much to it. One-dimensional whiskey, in my opinion.
I'll stay right with there and call it a 5. This is the baseline for what you might expect with this. We've had a lot better whiskeys coming from this lineup than this, but this one's just mid.
Yeah,
all day long.
It'd be a good mixer.
Yeah.
Hey, so if you like this content and you're enjoying the channel, go ahead and like, subscribe, and smash that bell. If you smash the bell, you'll be notified every time we upload new content. Henry, once again, thank you so much for stopping by and sharing this this journey with us. And this is our last installment of the Game of Thrones Scotch series. So it's been a lot of fun.
We made it through, and I hope everybody continues to enjoy watching Game of Thrones. We got a new series coming out next year, Dunk and Egg, and the year after that, we're going to have season 3 of House of the Dragon.
There we go. Thanks for stopping by Casks-n-Que, or Whiskey and Barbecue Meat. We'll see you next time.